Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 2. A big win for Arsenal Football Club and a great start to the season, coming after that 2-0 win at Wolves at the Emirates Stadium on the opening weekend. And we had some outstanding individual performances and lots of things to pick from this one, including a keeper who has now finally won the fan base to his side, a midfielder who needs to be played in his rightful position, a winger who has made a strong case to start against Brighton next weekend, a striker's performance that definitely gets Edu going hard in the summer transfer window this week, and an opponent player who reminded Arteta of what he exactly needs in this Arsenal team. This and more coming as we review the 5 things we learned from Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 2. If you are new to this channel and you've not done so, please take a moment to subscribe. Also give this video a big like. David Raya was massive in this game. That save in the second half to deny Oli Watkins' diving header must go down as one of the best saves in the season. Though Oli Watkins will be kicking himself for not scoring that one because there was a lot of space towards the left of the keeper that he could have aimed at. But still, it was an outstanding save from Raya, who rose up quickly after that shot from Onana deflected wickedly and hit the crossbar. He rose up to palm away Oli Watkins' shot that was surely going to be the opener goal. And that moment right there is where the game spun on. Because after that, and after that Martinelli change, Arsenal went on to score on the other end. So Raya is one of those keepers that a section of the Arsenal fans have taken a while to fully embrace. You know, he came in and replaced Ramsdale, who was a fan favorite, but he has had an outstanding season last season. He kept the most clean sheets and he was voted in by his fellow professionals the PFA goalkeeper of the season. So he has been outstanding. Is he the best keeper in the league? Maybe not. He may be a level below the likes of Edison of Man City and Liverpool's Alisson, but he's a top keeper. He has to be in the top 3. And for us to win the league this season, which is our target, we need Raya to continue giving such top-class performances week in, week out. And with a keeper like that one and a defense like the one we have, we're in a very good position to challenge for the league. I mean, we now kept 2 clean sheets for our 2 opening games, which is absolutely outstanding and a very good start to the season. Coming to midfield, Rice needs to be played as a number 6. We saw him being played as a left-sided number 8 in this game. And he tried his best, you know, he tried making the forward runs, but he's not a natural in that position. Rice's best position, what we bought him for, was for him to play in that number 6, the anchor position. I mean, the only other player who compares with him in that number 6 position is Rodri from Man City. Statistically, he goes toe-to-toe with Rodri. And now playing him in that left-sided number 8 is actually not getting the best out of him. So not to take anything out of Partey, because Partey actually had a decent game, especially in the first 35-40 minutes. He had a very good game, but you could see that in the second half as the game progressed, he got a bit leggy, he was getting caught in possession, and he was actually having quite a torrid time against Morgan Rogers. But overall, he had a good game because he went on to score that second goal that put us comfortably in charge of the game and ensured that we took away the 3 points. But as soon as this new player, Mikel Merino, comes in, let Rice move into that number 6 and Mikel Merino can play in that left-sided number 8 position. Coming to our forwards, Trossard deserves to start in that number 11 ahead of Martinelli. Martinelli had a poor game again, second game in a row where we've seen him struggle to make an impact in that final third. His decision making in the final third is horrid. And he seems to be a bit one-dimensional in terms of his forward plays, dribbling, because he doesn't twist and turn. You know, a good winger, normally you twist and turn your opponent, and that creates space for you. But he has these straight line runs where he tries to run all the way to the line and then tries to cross. He doesn't really give his opponent something to think about, especially in this game. So the defender can easily direct him to the line and take the sting off a potentially dangerous attacking situation. So Martinelli, he's not really come back to the Martinelli that we saw in that 2022-2023 season when he was playing alongside Xhaka. And I know Arteta is actually looking at how he can make that left wing more productive. Maybe when Mikel Merino comes in, he might form a dynamic partnership with Martinelli again, similar to Xhaka. But also we have to remember that Martinelli does not benefit from an overlapping fullback like Saka on the other side, where White overlaps and sort of creates space for him. On the left, Arteta prefers to invert where the fullback joins the midfield. We see that with Zinchenko. So maybe that is affecting Martinelli's game a bit, but his overall output on this one left a lot to be desired. And that was even magnified more by Trossard, who came on to have a very big impact on the game. In fact, his first touch was a goal. You know, good work from Saka on the right. Came through via a few bodies in the middle. Havertz tried to get it. Came straight to Trossard, who hit it first time, slotting it into the bottom right corner. Very good shot. As clinical as we've come to expect from Trossard. That reminds me of Jota, man. He's like the Jota for Arsenal. That clinical moments player, that clutch player. If there's one Arsenal forward player whom you want the ball to fall to when it's in the box, it has to be Trossard. He knows how to use that half space. He's direct. He's always thinking, shoot, score. He was also involved in the second goal where he got that long pass from Gabriel, ran behind the defender, put a direct pass across goal, got Saka on the other side, who turned it back to Partey to score the second goal. So overall, a big impact from this player. And I know from the way he did not celebrate, he was just like, you've kept me on the bench for the first 2 games. This is what I can do when I come on. So clearly, Trossard deserves to start ahead of Martinelli in the upcoming games. Starting from Brighton at home, let's have him play. Let's see how he plays. And then we can see how it goes with the games against Tottenham and Man City away coming up. But still not to knock Martinelli too much. He's a good player. I think he needs that confidence to get back to his best and the right players around him to bring that out of him. Now to the striker position. This is a game that actually showed us how much we need a top marksman, a proper striker, a specialist number 9 in that striker position. Havertz tried, he put in a very good shift, full of running, tried to make it difficult for the defenders. But you can see that he's the kind of player who needs other players to create chances for him. And in this game, he didn't have that many chances. There was a chance from the left where Martinelli cut the ball across to him, but he couldn't find the target. And he's that kind of striker who always benefits when the team plays well. When another player puts it on the plate for him, or he gets a good cross for the header like he did against Wolves. But is he the kind of striker who can actually create a chance for himself? Whom when teams are defending really well and there are no clear-cut chances, is he the kind of player who can just score out of nothing? Dribble into the box and score, or hit a shot from 20-25 yards? I don't think he's that kind of player. And why? Because he's not a specialist number 9. That's not his game. Arteta is trying to mold him into that kind of forward player for Arsenal, but he's not a specialist. And that's why Arsenal fans have been drumming that we need to go out there and get a striker before the end of the transfer window. And there's no other better striker out there than GYOKERES. GYOKERES has already hit 6 goals in 3 games for Sporting Lisbon since the start of the season. So he's clearly demonstrating that 43 goals he hit in 50 games last season was no fluke. He knows where the net is. He's a specialist finisher. Let's go out and get this player this week, especially now that Gabriel Jesus, the other striker, is already injured. Nketiah is being linked heavily with a move to Nottingham Forest. Already, it looks like we're going to start the season short in that forward position. Go out, get Victor GYOKERES. If they're asking for £80 million, pay the money, get him across the door. We need a striker in this team. Otherwise, we better forget about the league because Manchester City are already looking ominous. And Haaland has started really, really strong, hitting hat-tricks in August. So City are not going to do us any favors. We need to make sure we have a marksman up front who can be a sure bet. Now, last thing we learned is from this player, Morgan Rogers. What a maverick. A very accomplished performance from an attacking midfielder. I mean, he gave Partey and Rice all kinds of nightmares in that midfield. He was absolutely outstanding, honestly. And he's got this direct style, he spins and turns and runs towards goal. Like, he doesn't care about the lines, he doesn't care about your formation, your structure, makes all that irrelevant. He's just going for goal. And it reminded me of this midfielder who used to play for Tottenham some time back, Belague. Direct dribbling, very good ball carrying, and such players are not very common in the game nowadays. Maybe Eze is that kind of player. And also, I've seen a player like LOOKMAN, Ademola LOOKMAN is that kind of player as well. Very direct, always driving and going towards goal. And I think Arteta watching from the bench and seeing this player wreck Arsenal's formation, breach our line so easily, must have been impressed by that. And I'm sure he's thinking, do we have such a player in our ranks? These young players, especially Nonweri and Miles Lewis-Kelly, have got that potential. But in terms of getting an experienced player who's got that maverick, direct running, who can actually create something out of nothing by themselves and shift the game, we don't have that at the moment. And I think that's why Arteta has been heavily linked with Ademola Lookman, because he is that kind of player. Also, there are wing players who can actually have that maverick effect, like Nico Williams. He's very direct, he's got lots of dribbling, he can come in and do a job. Or players like Sane from Bayern Munich, or this winger from Brighton, Simon Adingra, such players. So a timely reminder that Arsenal still need a maverick forward, a forward player who can dribble and make things happen by themselves and create opportunities when you're really struggling against a team that is defending very well. And historically, Arsenal have always had that kind of player. Since Thierry Henry times, we used to have the likes of Bergkamp. Then we had Robin van Persie, Nasri, players who could unlock defenses by themselves, maverick players. Then, of course, we had Sanchez, who was really good at that. But since then, I don't think we've had a player who can actually do that, who can score free kicks, who can score from nothing out of the blue. Saka tries that with his left foot, but we need more consistent, especially in the big games when it really matters and the points are at stake. And so Arsenal absolutely need to be very active in the market before the window shuts in the next 5 days or so, to go out there and get a maverick signing who can play from the start or who can come from the bench and be a match winner or shift the course of the game. Of course, alongside a top striker like Victor GYOKERES. Over to you guys. Let me know in the comment section which player you think Arsenal should sign before the window closes. You know, a striker or a maverick forward player who can win games for Arsenal Football Club. Thanks for watching. If you've not done so, please subscribe. Also give this video a big like so we can grow this channel together. Till next time, peace. See you later. Bye-bye.